Alright everybody, welcome back to Culz Book Reviews. Today we're checking out Into the Storm, Violent Tornadoes, Killer Hurricanes, and Death-Defying Adventures in Extreme Weather by Reed Timmer, PhD, and with Andrew Tilin. Now perhaps some of you guys do recognize the name Reed Timmer, as he's been a pretty big name for weather and tornadoes and that kind of stuff, thanks to his involvement in Storm Chasers, which was a series on Discovery and something that I've been kind of binge watching again as of recent. I don't know why, actually I do know. We actually had seen, I think it was the debut episode of Into the Storm on Discovery, which talks about different weather. This one was about tornadoes, and of course we were like, oh, we should find some more stuff, and I was like, well, there was that Storm Chasers show, and so we binge watched that, and so we started doing that. I was like, what would be kind of fun is to review his book on the channel. Tornadoes are something that, if you pay attention to the channel, we'll talk a little bit more about here in the near future, or depending when this came out, already have. We got some episode ideas on that, not storm chasing, but documenting kind of some historic ones that happened here in Colorado. And I thought, hey, who better to kick that off than Reed Timmer, that we've been following for a long time, since tornadovideos.net, as you can see with this autograph. That was, oh man, I got that, I don't even know, 10 plus years ago. So yeah, I was pretty excited to finally discuss some tornadoes and get into a new topic on the channel. So let's check out the book. Alright, so when you take a look at the book, cover looks a lot different than the current weather that we have, just blue skies right now. But yeah, up top you can see the subtitle, Violent Tornadoes, Killer Hurricanes, and Death-Defying Adventures in Extreme Weather. Into the Storm, with a tornado in the background. You can see it coming down right behind those trees and ripping up some stuff. Right there you got Reed Timmer, PhD, star of Discovery Channel Storm Chasers, with Andrew Tilin. Now on the side you see Reed Timmer, PhD, with Andrew Tilin. Into the Storm. You got the subtitle again, and then you got NAL, New American Library. On the back we got that tornado again, and then a little bit about Reed and perhaps tornadoes, just much like any book. Hey, just trying to get you interested into the book. And then there's our friendly ISBN if you guys want to look it up there. The book comes in at 261 pages, at least the narrative itself. It does push a little bit further because you do have acknowledgments and a glossary section. And if you look, it is mainly going to be a word book, but about halfway there are some pictures. These ones being black and white, but you can see some of the adventures and team. There's Joel, Reed, and Chris, and like I said, there's some pictures throughout of different tornadoes and storms. Something else that's really cool, if you look at the bottom, there's little pictures, so if you flip through them, it is actually, you can see the tornado. I don't know how well it's working on the camera, but you can see it forming, or not, it's going away if I flip it backwards like that. But yeah, pretty neat. But let's get into the book itself. And so yeah, this one is a biography, but at the same time you are learning about weather. So perhaps for people that don't know a lot about weather, I don't think this is too hard. Are there some of those like big words, as I always hear when I talk paleontology, they're like, there's so many big words. But there are some of those going in here describing, what's going on with the weather. But Reed does make it readable for people that aren't used to those words or haven't heard them before. And I think people can actually come away with a learning and perhaps a little bit more understanding of weather. Still, obviously, there's a lot to learn from weather. And, Reed's been doing this a long time. This one was written in 2010, and he talks about some storms going back as far as 1999. So yeah, overall, I think it's a fun read. I mean, there's some really cool tornadoes, and you see how he was able to hone what he did. Early on, he'd go and miss something, go again, miss another. A lot of what he calls blue sky busts. But yeah, you see how he learns through those, instead of giving up, how he learns to actually hone his skills better. And I think, hey, even if you're not tornado chasing, if you take away anything, it's don't give up because you failed or something that you thought was true wasn't. Because if you keep working at it and learn from that, you'll get even better and you'll get the results that you're looking for. Some of the tornado stories are, scary or, just kind of heartbreaking, depending on the level of damage. Some obviously happen in the middle of nowhere. Others do go through towns, and of course that's a terrible thing. And Reed does talk about a incident where he's recording a tornado and it rips up what he then realizes to be a house. And they actually have the story in the book from the people in the house. And so it's pretty harrowing to hear both sides. It does mention hurricanes up in the subtitle there. And yeah, hurricanes are in here, including Hurricane Katrina, which that was a pretty... I don't even know how to describe that one. That was just such an interesting chapter, both scary but fascinating. Just to imagine being there, and he's talking, they're on the second level of this police station and the waters are rising up to that, and they end up, there's a lot of places where they're helping other people obviously after these tragedies. There's a couple times in here where he's like, perhaps I've gone too far, perhaps I pushed the limit a little too much, which, when you're working with extreme weather, it's a possibility, it's so unpredictable. But hey, Reed's still doing it, he's still going, so he's been able, I don't know if it's luck or, he's just been able to harness his skills so much that he knows where to go and when to go and how to be safe about it. He also, started out here in trucks and vehicles that weren't meant to be near tornadoes, obviously, and there's a couple stories where the vehicles would get totaled. One flips upside down in a drainage ditch from a farm and is totaled, and some of the equipment's totaled, and then it ends off when they're building the vehicles that can go into and intercept some of these tornadoes, with the Dominator and stuff like that. And so overall I think this is a really cool read, really fun read. I really enjoy it, and I think probably an 8.5 out of 10. It's really good. I haven't read any other weather books, even though weather's always been something that we've been interested in. Colin maybe a little bit more than I when I was younger, but we've seen our share of funnels and tornadoes in Castle Rock, which I know people are always like, you've seen tornadoes in Castle Rock? Yep, we've seen stuff coming down here. It does happen, maybe not as much as Tornado Alley. But it's something that's fascinated us, and that's why, like I said, we're going to be working on that new series. And who knows, maybe we'll try to reach out to some of these storm chasers and talk to them, and talk to Reed if we're able to reach out to him and just discuss his work. It's really, really fascinating. But I recommend it, guys. If you haven't read it, go check it out. But until next time, guys, for more Culz book reviews, click that link to your left. For more about us here at Culz Paranormal, click that link to your right. And don't forget to hit the like and give us a subscribe. And let us know, have you read Into the Storm? And is there any weather-related books we need to read? Tell us in the comments below.